All right, let's do a video on absolute value with inequalities. So we have this problem 3x minus 6 in absolute value plus 4, which is greater than 1. So when we are writing this, the first thing we can do is move that 4 over to the other side so that we can simplify this a little bit more. And then we'll go through the next step. So we're going to subtract 4 on both sides. And then what we're going to end up with is the absolute value of 3x minus 6. And that is going to be greater than negative 3. So then now that we have that, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we do next with our absolute value bars and solving these inequalities. So we are going to have two possibilities as far as how we go solving with this, because we do have absolute value, and so we always have a couple of options to do. So the first thing is we basically are just going to drop the bars that we have around the 3x minus 6, and we will just leave it the way that it is. So that would be the first option. And so we would have 3x minus 6, which is greater than negative 3. And then we're also going to have a possibility, because when we are doing inequalities, we have or statements that we can do. And the other possibility is if we keep that left-hand side the same, what we need to do is we need to change the inequality symbol, flip it around, and then also do the opposite of that negative 3. So we're going to do a 3x minus 6, and then instead of it being greater than, we're going to do less than, and then we're going to have a positive 3 instead of a negative 3. So those are your two options when we're doing our setups for an inequality statement for absolute value. And then we're going to go ahead and just solve this normally. So add 6 to both sides, and then we're going to end up bringing down that 3x, which is greater than negative 3 plus 6, which is 3. We're going to divide both sides by 3 to get the x alone, and we're going to get 1x is greater than 3 divided by 3, which is 1. So that is the first one. And then we're also going to have our other statement, or our or statement, and we're going to do the same thing. And so we'll add 6 to both sides. But in this option, we are going to end up with 3x is less than 3 plus 6, which is 9. And we're going to divide both sides by that 3. And we're going to end up with x is less than 9 divided by 3, which is 3. So we have these two statements. So then when we do the graphing on this, we want to see what's going on with our possibilities of answers. So here's 0. Now all these answers are going to be in the positive. So we're going to do 1, 2. We'll just do this real quick. And then we'll put a negative here. So if we graph the first one, we've got x being greater than 1. So we're going to put an open circle here on the 1 area, and greater than, because this is x over here on the left hand side, the arrow is pointing that direction right there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the 3. So we do have a less than, so we're going to put it on 3, open circle again because it's not equal to that. And this arrow is pointing in that direction because the x is on the left hand side, and so it's going to go that way. And if you notice that now the arrows are pointing in both directions forever and ever and ever, and nothing is being left unspoken for, so therefore the answer for this would be all real numbers. So this is what you would have, and hopefully this helps with solving some inequalities with linear absolute value questions.